Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce our presenter for this seminar, Lenny Rago. He is the co-owner of Panino's in Chicago. He has competed in the most prestigious pizza competitions in the world. In 2018, he won the Pizza contest at the Mid-America Restaurant Expo. He was also featured in PMQ magazine on both the cover and the featured article due to his success in declaring independence from third-party partners. Put your hands together for Lenny, please.
Are you putting up the? Oh, there it is. All right, good. All right, good afternoon. I don't know if some of you were here for my first one or are going to hear it again, but hopefully I've improved on some of the questions that were asked of me as we go along. So let's talk about third parties. Is anybody here using third parties? No one? You are. Do you have anything that you don't like about it? The service. Let's talk about the service. So I thought it would be a good thing to take on the Grubhubs, the Slice, and all that stuff, right? So I took on the Grubhub, and I took on the Slice because at that time, I didn't have an online platform. So for me, I was using Slice as, not Slice. I used a company through my POS called Broadjet. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but they had a great integration with Slice, right, or Grubhub. So I started doing that. I go, wow, this is going to be great. I'm going to get all this added business. And it did bring business. Don't get me wrong. It brought business, right? So going back to your point, service, what they did. So now I'm going to try to tackle Uber Eats. So I'm sitting home. We're watching football. Me and my best friend, we're in the basement. We order Uber Eats. And I order 2 Italian beef sandwiches from Bona Beef out there, which is, big, 2 fries, and whatever. They had a promotion. It was great. Free delivery, $10 off your first order. Boom. Half hour goes by, nothing. 45 minutes go by, nothing. 1 hour, nothing. Go outside. Now remind you, we're in Chicago, so it's like minus 20 degrees outside that day. So we're like, where's our food? So I call up to customer service, and then I'm looking at my accountant, because he's my accountant as well, and I'm like, you see, this is why I don't want to use them. I'm not in control. I'm a control freak, right? Well, yeah, he dropped it off. He left it on the porch. I go, where? What porch did he leave it on? So I'm going outside. I'm looking at my neighbors. I'm going across the street. I don't see anything. So the driver finally calls me and goes, and she couldn't barely speak English. And she said, I left it over here, on the porch at 404. I go, what street? Bobolink. I go, I'm not on Bobolink. I'm on Larkdale. So she went over to that house a half hour later, brought me the food. It was ice cold. Right then was one of my decisions not to use Uber Eats because I'm not in control. You're not in control of what the driver looks like, how his car is clean, none of that stuff. So going back to your, you have an issue with the service, the quality. You don't know what they're going to do with the food when they get it to the house, Sometimes they group multiple orders. They'll go to your restaurant, they'll go to your restaurant, they'll go to your restaurant, they put it all in one car, and then they go deliver everything, which I don't like. I'm a control freak, so I have to be in control of everything.
I agree with what you just said, but for us, it's $1 million a year business. How do you walk away from it?
You walked away from it?
No, how do you?
How do you walk away from it? Well, you have to start your own, and I'll get into that. We'll go by, one by one on the steps. So why do people order from there? Traffic source in 2022 was over 100 million users. You're one of the, you're providing that service through millions of people that have this app on their phone. Eric's a perfect example. What did Eric tell me yesterday? Eric Bam. Why does he use Uber Eats or DoorDash? Yeah, you did. I'm going to pick on you now. Convenience. You heard him. Convenience. The consumer doesn't care what they pay as long as it's convenient to them. But to you, it's not convenient because you're not making them the money that you should be making off your product. So they make it real easy for customers, and they offer speed, accuracy, and confidence. I don't agree with the speed part of it, right? I don't agree with that. So let me go on this side. It's feeding back. All you have to do is upload your menu. They'll take care of the rest, right? They'll give you an online platform that you don't already have, right? No? Wait. They upload menu prices that are old, correct?
They give the customers options that are not on my menu.
Exactly.
And I've had way too many problems with customers putting things in the notes like, oh, and I also want, let me add a topping here. Let me get 2 things of sauce on the side. Those are things you're supposed to pay for.
Right.
But then
Now
Slice,
it's taking time out of your day
right,
to fix it.
Because then I have to call them myself, try and sort it out with Slice. Slice has to charge them the difference. And yeah, we actually, now my business is a little bit different. We're in the middle of nowhere. And these, so a lot of times our delivery times are really long because I might be driving 10 miles one way and coming back and driving 10 miles the other way. We're a small place. I don't have a lot of staff. But, then when I've got someone like Slice telling people, oh, it's going to be a half hour on delivery, in what world? I never told you guys that.
Right. You're not in control. You're not in control. Traffic and its effects. One thing I found is they're taking traffic away from you. When someone searches for your restaurant name, cuisine type, or any word relevant to your restaurant, you appear in a search results or on places like Yelp and Google. So if you Google your restaurant name, right, Yelp and Google have so much search engine SEO, they call it, optimization, that they're always the front. They know what they're doing, put it that way, and we don't. And that's one of the reasons I got out of it. Their traffic is free, and you've worked hard to earn your own, your own traffic. Your product is valuable to yourself and to your customers. You should be the top of the list. If you look at the Google Yelp listings, they attach themselves to the listings, which at first you think is great because it promotes your online ordering. However, it creates uncertainty to the consumer. So let's give an example. On my page, when I went to go get everybody off, so I Googled, and on the Google, the platform page, I saw on the bottom there, Grubhub, an ad. Slice, an ad. Brajit, an ad. And I'm like, I never gave permission for them to be on my Google page. And you know how hard it was for me to get that off of there? It was very hard. That's one of the things they do. They attach themselves to your online presence, right? You see it? And you're doing a... Say it on the mic because it's getting recorded.
Yeah, half the time our customers think they're ordering from us, they're ordering from DoorDash.
Right.
And they end up doing a storefront pickup, and I have to have the conversation with them about how they're paying extra fees.
Have you ever looked at your Google platform and you see all them attached to it?
Yeah.
You got to get that off.
So we were going through all the cease and
Even though you're
desist and
using,
all,
though you're using your online platform and you're using your third-party companies, you want that off of there.
Right.
You control your own Google page.
So we get it off, and then 6 months later, it's back
No,
on.
no. They have to send you, so somehow they got your email address and someone approved it.
Okay.
They're very tricky. They're very tricky. That's how they do it. And that's how I found out they did it. I said, I never approved it. I'm the one that approves everything in my company. And I have 2 other partners, but the 3 stores, I'm the one who approves the emails. I never approved that. Well, they call the store and they say, hey, blah, 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 we're from Google. And then the manager says yes, and they just go ahead and do it, right? They give themselves permission. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
I was on to them. So I caught on to them.
Yeah.
My findings, I realized that you may not be giving away you're not only giving away your hard-earned traffic, but you also might be paying a commission per order, which originated from your hard-earned traffic. So they're charging you a commission. They might be charging you a fee, setup fee every time you change it. I think it's great when an order comes from a customer that I wouldn't have gotten on my own, but when I saw I was giving away my own traffic that I was paying a commission on top of that, I was shocked. To avoid this, make sure you set up your right pieces in place so that all your customers through Google, Yelp order directly from you, as we talked about there. And all third-party platforms are listed below on your website URL. Issues with the third-party companies, here I made one reference, is service. I mean, how do they bring your food, like we talked about earlier? They tie up your money, your cash flow, and then you're on their pay schedule, right? So you got to wait for your money. Customers don't realize they are getting redirected to a third party, like he just said. So I had someone come up to the counter, and they ordered through the online, and the customer complained. They're like, hey, we didn't get our food. We're missing this. Your price is different here. Okay, what's your name? We use Speedline POS, so I look it up. But man, I don't remember taking this order. No, I ordered through you. I clicked on your thing. I went to this, and I'm like, all right. So I went online. I looked. Sure enough, they bought a domain name that looks similar to mine. So I was paninospizzeria.com. They bought Panino's Park Ridge, which was one of my locations of the city. And since their search engine optimization is so powerful compared to mine, they were on the top. They clicked on the first thing. Now I'm in a battle with the customer that wasn't even through me, saying that their food was wrong. It was, it was just not right. That's the customer complaints. They clicked on the logo, but didn't realize they even use your logo, by the way. They even steal your logo. And that's illegal because I have a trademark logo. So I don't know if everybody's got their own logo trademarked. It's one of the things you should do. Menu prices, all over the board. DoorDash had one, Uber Eats had another one, and I never authorized DoorDash. I never authorized Uber Eats. They just slammed my menu on there. And every time they call, they say, okay, sorry, we'll take it down. Never does it happen. Never. Never does it happen. We go back to the purchase similar domains. We already talked about that. So how did I handle all this stuff, right? So sometimes when you're dealing with a third party, you have to transfer from a platform manually. So they have to fax an order into you, or they give you now are these tablets, right? And the thing dinging in a corner every 5 seconds. So now my staff has to stop, go put all these orders into the POS. It's like double work, right? And like he said, they always add messages. They're never accurate. And we can go on forever on that topic, right? You can, if you see here, you can integrate with your POS. So there's a company out there called Charlie, right? I've seen it. You guys probably seen it. You're getting advertising. They integrated with my POS. So now everything was going through my POS and into my printers and print in the kitchen. Fabulous, right? Per order, charge. Now you're paying Grubhub. Now you're paying Charlie. Now you're paying commission. And now you're making no money. You can pay per location for a setup fee monthly, or they can take 15 to 30% from your. I mean, can anybody here afford to pay someone 15 to 30% more? I mean, we're working on slim margins these days, right? 8, 10% in the pizza business now. Some of you are making 20. God bless you. I don't make that. But, of course, Michael will tell me that I need to cut my menu down. But I'm a dying breed. I'm one of those restaurants that still do full service, Italian. We're not going to be around much longer because the kids nowadays don't want to do it. But anyway, so you could pay up to 15 to 30%. So can you give away 15% forever? Only if your business you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, right? So you're worried about retaining customers. Grubhub will not share. I think now they won't even give you the first or last name. I think it was. We had issues with that. So that comes in, they only give you first name and address. So when we're doing apartments in Chicago, all these high rises, you have to know the name of the person going. You have to know to go into the thing. And you call Grubhub and they're like, sorry, we're not allowed to do that. What? When did this stop? Well, we had to change everything. I rely on that information. So now you can't even have that information. They won't share any of this. So you lose all that information from them. So you need customers' data in order to build loyalty. Then third-party online ordering platforms may not be for you. So watch out for the data that you can't or can't have. That's what I'm talking about. So third parties would be good only if they provide service you can't fulfill or business you wouldn't have. I think it's too high in cost and there are alternatives for much less. It's my opinion. That's why I cut them out. So how do you remove yourself from the restaurant from third parties? Postmates. You can try to email these guys. I tried to do my best to give you what I did, but you can email them. Why am I on Postmates? You get run around in circles, but you can try. I mean, there's pamphlets over there if you want. You know, you can pick them up on your way out so you don't have to go ahead and take pictures. Restaurant removal, Grubhub is probably the most secure one that I've found that works the best. They're very responsive, so you got to just stay on top of them. DoorDash, I didn't get anywhere with them. Uber Eats, same thing. Can't get anywhere with them, but you have to email them. You got to go through the whole process. You have to stay on top of them. Alternative options. Now that you've removed yourself from third-party app, it's time to come up with alternative. So you want not give back 100% of your money. If you want to make sure you're getting 100% of your money selling good, the best solution is to get in-house online ordering system. With no commissions and no hidden fees, you will not complete control over the ordering experience and build customer loyalty on delicious order at a time. So what did I do? I'd go on my walks during COVID, talking with Michael. Michael was talking about cutting down his menu. I was talking about doing my own online presence. So I have a customer, he's American Eagle. He does weather tech. If you've seen the commercials, weather tech, right? It's powered, that's all powered through American Eagle. They're a big, huge website for him. And you know, you can get a pretty reasonable website from a friend. It's gonna do it for $1,000. I paid like $7,000 to $8,000, right? But I know it was gonna be good. Their SEO was gonna be good. So that was my first thing, right? Get a good, reputable website company. So I chose American Eagle because I figured they're one of the top brands. They do all the Illuminati's back home, the Portillos, they ship worldwide. They're very good at all that stuff. Plus, he's one of our customers, so thought I'd throw him some business. POS system is very important when you're doing this. So, I mean, you can't cut third party out if you don't have your own online platform, right? So hopefully you have some kind of POS system that you can do your online platform. I have Speedline. So Speedline was very integratable with my website company. So they worked together and they got this completed. I mean, it's a lot of work for you to do, but once you do it one time, it's beneficial. So that's how I did it. How do I cut up? I got my own website. And if you look on, I don't have my phone with me, but if you go to my thing, paninospizza.com, and check it out, you'll see my website. You'll see what it looks like. You'll see all the 3 locations. It's very nicely done, and it's very user-friendly on the phone. So on an Apple, I mean, I have an Apple product, so if you go on the Apple product, I think you go on there, and you can bookmark it, and it's just as good as having your own app. So you don't even have to have a separate app for it. So it's very user-friendly on that. So that was one of the things that sold me too as well. So it was great for that. So I integrated with Speedline. They created my, it's called Speed Dine. And it took a lot. That was a lot of work,